Damn, is my hair getting thin up here? Oh man, I just seen it in the camera. Damn, is my or was it just the angle? Is my hair getting thin? Am I gonna have to go bald? I ain't never had to go, man. I can't tell. My hair getting thin. Let me see. I'm looking at it in the camera. Nah, it's just the way my hair grow. I remember that. It just grew in a circle right there. It's always been like that. I was gonna say, what? I'm gonna have to do what they say, the big chop or whatever the fuck. You gonna have to cut your hair. That ain't it. I wanted this shit. I hope I didn't delete it, because if I deleted it, then ain't nobody gonna see it. I don't know, man. This shit confusing as hell. I don't even see nothing on her. Say 4 minutes. I don't even know if this the right man. Let me make sure it's still on her. Looks like it. Look like it's still working. Man, what's going on? What is happening? What is happening? My question is Ayesha Curry trying to ruin her marriage with Steph Curry? Because this clip that I seen, I didn't watch the whole interview. I'm just reacting to this one clip that I'm about to play. And I know some of y'all have probably seen it as well. I have to watch the whole thing, but I've heard nothing but bad stuff about it. And I think she went on some more shows or something and was saying other things. I do think that she had went on another show a while ago and was saying somewhat of the same things, which is just like, I don't know. As a man as Steph, who's made a ton of money in basketball, is a future Hall of Famer, one of the best 3-point shooters ever, if not the best. And he seems to be a nice guy. He's a Christian guy, family oriented. It doesn't seem like he cheats. I won't say he don't cheat because I don't know him like that. But it seemed like she got something that a lot of women would want. A nice guy with money. And compared to the other NBA guys, he looks short, but he ain't short. Steph Curry is like 6'3", 6'4". So, and this is why I always say I never really listen to what women want because they don't know what they want. They do a lot of talking. They just make up shit. They on this Disneyland fairy tale bullshit that they've heard on TV for so long and they just regurgitate it. But when they really get in relationships, only time you hear them speak is when they say, "Oh yeah, my last guy, he was a bad guy. He was a woman beater. Or he never listened to me, and he was this and he was that." And it's like those are the guys y'all keep picking. Well, why do y'all keep saying y'all want this certain type of dude that y'all don't even pick? And then you say, "How long were you with him?" Oh, I was with him for 3 years, 4 years. What? This doesn't make any sense. Oh, what's up, Gen X? Yeah. Once he does that, once she leaves this relationship, she gonna get half because they're in California. Once she gets half, she gonna go on this whole thing like who is it? Tia Mowry. She gonna go out there and ball out and have a good time, get ran through, and then once she gets ran through, then she gonna low key be wishing that she had him back. Like Tia right now, she wish she had old boy back, but she keep putting stuff out there as if she's not hurt by it or she's gonna be okay. But she really made a bad decision by leaving him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing gonna happen to Ayesha. She is wishing that she was out here basically chasing dicks, fucking all of these guys, out here having a good time because these women they want this lifestyle, but then they realize, oh, I never got to live my golden years. I never got to go out and party and fuck a bunch of dudes and be wild and free. But what they don't realize is women like that, once they get to a certain age, don't nobody want them. Them the women they wish that they had what you got now. And it's crazy, it's because these women like Ayesha be wanting what they had, which is nothing. So she'll never get someone nowhere near his level ever. She's not an actress or an athlete exactly. Anything that she does, she's living off of him. She getting it off of him. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. That's my whole issue. You have a multi-millionaire husband, and you know he gonna fund anything that she want to do. Because I think she tried to have like a podcast, a cooking podcast or something, or she was just doing whatever she wants to do. He is going to fund it. You can tell that's the type of dude he is. He ain't tripping. But in her fantasy world, she think I gotta leave the relationship to do what I want to do. No, you can be in the relationship with the guy that's treating you right and treating your kids right. Let's not even forget about the kids. You talking about a dude, he take care of his kids, man. It is nothing that indicates that he and them kids have any problems. They always at the basketball games watching him. They always cheering him on. They always smiling. Anytime he's in the playoffs, he's bringing one of them up on the podium. They hugging him. It's like, you know he's always there for his kids. What more can these women ask for? This is why people be saying women like these are willing to break up a happy home. They willing to break up a good family just so they can go out and say, oh, I want to live my life. Live your life and do what? Live your life and do what? Be a hoe? So now you can get pregnant by another dude and then he gonna treat you like shit and you gonna wish that you never did that and you're gonna resent the guy, but now you're gonna have another kid and ain't no coming back from that. Once you do that, Steph ain't taking you back. And like Gen X said, once he gets with another woman, you're gonna be jealous. Then you're gonna be on podcasts talking shit about him. Then you're gonna start spilling out his extra little secrets because you ruined the relationship and you're mad at him. That's what's gonna end up happening. You say she'll end up with a random dude that she'll have to settle for after she runs up her body count. That's a fact. She gonna run the body count through the roof. And she liable, she's so goofy, she liable to get with one of these rappers who gonna end up making a song about her and talking about how her pussy stink. He gonna say something. It may not be to that extent, but you know how these dudes do. They end up bashing her. And then she'll look so bad in the media. Because for the most part, most of us look at her like, oh, she's a nice girl. That's I used to. I was like, oh, she cool. She seemed like, she fuck with Steph. She's nice. She don't seem like she out there and wild. But once she does this, it's gonna be a wrap on her whole image. She can throw that out the window. She might as well go on and start doing the little twerking videos, bikini pictures, half-ass naked pictures, laying on the couch, watching TV, laying on her stomach with some panties on. And she might as well just start doing that shit. No, it's a fact. Tia's an actress and can make money. Ayesha can. Yeah. Yeah. Let's listen to this clip, man. Let's listen to this bullshit. I hope it ain't too loud.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to
Oh, hold
be
on.
the woman in a
Hold on. What did she say? Hold up. Wait a minute. Rewind.
The wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
it's
Did you hear that? You see what I'm saying? This is why I do not listen to these women. I just can't do it. They don't be saying nothing.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
She said, you really don't know what you want. They don't. They don't. This is why women ask you, what do you want to eat? And then you say, oh, we can eat some chicken. And then she say, I don't want that. Well, what the hell is you asking me for? Okay, what about some fish? I don't even eat fish. I don't want to eat fish. I ate fish yesterday. You just like, well, what the fuck do you want? I don't know. That's why I asked you. I was just gonna leave it up to you because I'm just having a hard. Well, what you asking me, and I'm giving you suggestions, and you're not even taking my answers. How about we go to the Waffle House? I don't want to eat that. They too nasty over there. Okay, what about Texas Roadhouse? They gotta have a line. The line gonna be too long. I don't want to wait. I just want to sit down and eat. Then you just give up. You just fuck it. See, I don't like this. You be having an attitude. All I asked was what did you want to eat? And you giving me all of these hard answers and these different places that you want to go. I don't even eat that. Like, let me get the fuck away from you.
so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing
What?
stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why? Just
This is one thing a lot of these women would never understand. I'm not even married, and I understand this, and I've heard people in marriages say this for so long. Once you get married, it's not about you. She's like, how does it make me feel? Well, how does it make the family feel? How does it make me feel? If that's the case, they have all of this money and it turns into me. When it's so many women that want her position and she don't even realize it. So many women can't wait for her to mess this up. Go on and get out the way. Go on and get out the way so I can get with it. And I'll make it where you can never come back, bitch. You already know it's women that's been eyeballing him for so long at them games. Oh, it's probably some chick who is kind of cool with him. And Steph probably hadn't done nothing with her, but once Ayesha is gone, He may give it a shot. And she just been chilling in the cut, waiting on you to mess it all up. Probably been peeping you messing it all up for a long time. He probably been talking to her about you. Like, yeah, she's acting like this. She's starting to do this. And I think people like Ayesha have already cheated. If she talking like this, a lot of these women, they checked out a long time ago. Let's be honest. They already checked out of the marriage a long time ago. It's just that he has a lot of money. Because if he didn't have all of this money, she'd have been gone. If she talking like that, she'd have left a long time ago. Should have left a long time ago. She wouldn't even waste her time. So what can you expect from these modern women? Compare this to the OGs, Magic, Barkley, Jordan, etc. Their wives sat back and shut the fuck up. They weren't out doing interviews. They knew their place. Exactly. She don't know her place. And they hate that when you even say that. You need to know your place. Your place is your place. And guess what? Your place ain't even a bad place. Your place is on Millionaire's Row. A rich wife with a family, a nice family. You can do and have anything that you want. What is so hard about that? I'm trying to figure out what can't you do as Steph Curry's wife. I'm sure he ain't gonna knock you. You can say, babe, I want to go back to school. Okay, go back to school. Babe, I want to start a business. Okay, start a business. Babe, I just want to get a regular job. He gonna say, okay, go get a regular job. I don't think he would be tripping. What is the deal with having to end the relationship to do what you want to do? You can have the best of both worlds sitting in that seat. But they can't do that. They gotta mess everything up. And of course, he's gonna get the blame because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand me. He just doesn't get it. Yeah, the guy who goes, works out, busts his ass on the court, on the gym floor, worked his tail off to be one of the best NBA shooters in the NBA, an undersized player, started the whole trend of just shooting threes at a enormous pace and making them, being real good at it, very efficient, going to go down as one of the greats. Not an asshole, never seen him be a dick to anybody. And you just willing to throw it away. Stupid. If I was Steph, I'd just say fuck it and leave her ass, knowing what I know now, I'm good. Man, you know what? Behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure he is really coming to this conclusion, especially after seeing this, because it's not like he's not seeing what we seeing. I know he's seeing exactly what we seeing. I know he's seeing exactly what we seeing. He may click on this shit when he go to the bathroom or when he's in his car by himself, but he's seeing this. I'm sure he watched that whole interview, and he knows her better than we do. And what she was saying in this whole interview, which I haven't watched it all, I'll say that again. I've only just seen a piece of this clip. I haven't even watched this whole clip. And I'm sure he's feeling some kind of way about it. I know he is.
It make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter,
it's because that's in her nature as a woman. Because they don't really want to get out and work and shit like that, what she's saying. She just thinks she does. Oh, she's been brainwashed by the media and probably her other basketball wife friends. I guarantee you some of them women are putting this shit in her head. She ain't just saying this. They probably been telling her this for years. Damn, girl, all you do is take care of them kids and Steph. And she was like, yeah, I love it. I'm having a good time. And they every day, damn, girl, you need to look, girl, I got a business and I'm doing this. I don't see how you do it every day. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you just sit back and just take care of some man. Girl, I couldn't have them. I couldn't. How many kids? She got 3 kids, 4 kids. Girl, I couldn't have no 3 or 4 kids. Girl, give me one because I got to live my life. I'm still young, and I got to go out and do this and do that. And I, it ain't like I don't hate I hate kids, but I got to go out and enjoy myself before I get old. Remember the thing used to be to try to have a family and the kids real early. That way, when you're around your 40s, then you can like go travel and do all of these different things. Now that shit backwards. Not everybody is trying to travel and do all this shit when they don't really have no money, but they do. But when most people don't have no money and then they wait till they get older, it's harder to find somebody to be with, trying to get married, trying to have kids. It's flipped. It's flipped. He says, Gen X says, also one thing about women is that they will completely mess up a relationship based on feelings. Man, that's what I just said. Just on feelings. And they know how emotional they are. Their feelings come and go. One minute they hate you, the next minute they love you. She gonna walk right out their door and then be like, oh, I made a mistake. And never admit to it. They just go on with the bullshit, knowing that she want to come back, knowing that she knows she made a mistake, but won't try to make it right. She'll just let it blow up. Fuck it. You know why? Because women don't like to be held accountable. They just like to do shit. They want the man to come back and be like, you know what, baby? You know, I know I hurt you. I know I really didn't listen to you. I'll listen to you. Come back home. We love you. And she, okay, I'll come back. And only because you asked me. But really, she knows she the one who fucked all this up. Yep. 80% of relationships are ended, ruined by women. Yep. Like 70% of women are the ones who initiate divorces. Men don't do that. It's always women. Because look, women will divorce you. Okay, if a man cheats, which is, I understand that. But for the most part, it's like he said, it's just feelings. They wake up one day and they don't like him. Or they say, I haven't got to live my life. I love you, but I just I haven't got to go out and do all the things that I wanted to do. I know I'm 55. I know I'm 55, but I want to go out and live my life. What you gonna do? I'm finna travel. I want to go to the club. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to take trips at 55 years old. This shit is the goofiest shit. Hold on, let me look at. Let me pull up something real quick over here. Okay. Gen X say, have children younger. Let her stay home for 5 to 7 years where children can become more dependent. Then the wife can get back into the job market, etc. Exactly. That's the easy way to do it when you're still young and you're still able to do certain things. I don't get it.
Ayesha Curry needed a whole phase. That's what I heard one of these birds say. What good did the whole phase do for a lot of y'all? Only thing a lot of y'all benefited from it was STDs, babies, men who didn't want you, dog walked you, and then eventually you just ended up with a bunch of emotional trauma that you carry on.
Exactly. And why do women think that they have to have a whole phase? Why is it a must to have a whole phase? I don't I've never heard that before. It's only in this, like, what is my generation is the millennials. That's when I started hearing about this whole phase shit and how everybody was cool with it. Like, who wants a woman who's been ran through? Because we know most of these women lie about the people that they sleep with now. Or they play this little game where they sleep with the same person over and over again. Let's say they're in a relationship and they get out of another relationship, go into another one, but they always have like one or two people that they normally call just so they can have sex with them, just so they can say, oh, my body count is only this number. That way, if they having sex with the same person, the body count isn't exploding as if they were going from this relationship fucking this dude to this relationship fucking this dude. That's what they do. They get caught up in the internet. They get caught up in movies and TV. They get caught up in their friends. They hear they other girlfriends talking about what they doing, not telling the truth that they've already ruined their relationship, already ruined their marriage. Now they done pulled her in, got her thinking, oh yeah, I want to do that too. I haven't got to live my life. I want to go out and bang all of these dudes. Oh, he's cute. But I'm married. Girl, go on it. Girl, try it. See, that's what you get for getting married so early. See, if you hadn't got married and had all them kids, you could have him. You could have him now. I'm just saying. And this is how they think.
Into every situation that you've been in since that point. The only thing I took from what Ayesha Curry said is that she wanted the boss chick. She wanted to be the most important person in that relationship. She wanted to be the well-known, famous person. She wanted to be famous in her own merit.
Oh man, she hit on that so good. That is, I thought about that. I just forgot to even speak on it. She definitely wants to be the person that everybody talks about in a relationship. She resents him for that. She actually resents him for that. She actually resents him because he's the one that they talk about. I think she said it on one other interview, saying how, I want to be the woman like that guys are looking at me. She said, because women, they look at Steph and, and they kind of gawk over Steph. Well, he's an athlete. And that's what women do. You want men to gawk all over you and you're a wife and a mother? I guess so. But it don't make it right. It's insanity. Gen X say having access to millions of guys because of IG, having single friends that aren't married, reading replies to previously posted videos from other women. Yep. That will ruin a relationship. That will ruin a marriage. You married and you have a bunch of single friends. And like you say, millions of guys that's in your IG. Don't even get me started on that, how women play that game. They get the IG or Snapchat. Don't get me started on Snapchat and all these other little apps. And these guys hit them up. And they may be married or they may be in a relationship and they may not respond to him. But guess what? The moment that guy does something that they don't like, or the moment that they want to end that relationship, they will respond to those messages and be like, I haven't even been looking at my messages. Yes, you have. You just picked the guy that you always wanted to do whatever with or have fun or have a relationship, whatever it is that you wanted to do. You just let him sit in that inbox and you replied. And then he responded back. And there you go. And we know how this game goes. I've talked to women, and when they say, give me a Snapchat, I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. The Snapchat? That means you talk to a bunch of dudes. You want these messages to disappear. You want this stuff to go away immediately. You want it to go away so fast. You want the evidence to just bye-bye. That's what they want. I don't play those games. Jealousy. She wants to be the main character instead of an NPC, non-playable character. Yeah. She don't want to be a non-playable character. She want to be the headliner. She want to be front and center. She want everybody to say, oh, here comes Ayesha Curry with Steph. She don't want them to say, here comes Steph Curry, and he got Ayesha with him. She want them to say, here comes Ayesha with Steph. And look, he's holding the kids. He's got the kids with him. And she's, hey, how y'all? Just play your part. Play your role. Women hate this. They just hate when niggas say, play your role, play your part. That's why when men are in like groups or we play team sports and people say, play your part, Do your role. Here's your assignment. We don't have an issue with that because as men, we know what it is. Collectively, we're going to get this done. I may be a lineman. You may be the quarterback. We're going to get it done. At the end of the day, we all going to win. But when it comes to these women in these relationships, they want to be the quarterback. They like, okay, you play lineman, you play wide receiver. I'm going to be the quarterback. Well, you ain't even got arms. You can't even throw the football. It don't matter. I want to be the quarterback. You can't even see over the lineman. I want to be the quarterback or I ain't playing. Well, damn. Let her play quarterback. And them the simps. Let them play quarterback. And then the shit just go to shit and the team loses. Y'all get blown out 50-0. And guess what she gonna do? She gonna leave. I want to get traded. Y'all sorry. I want to get traded. You want to what? You messed all this shit up. Yeah, I want to get traded. Crazy to me. Divorce really wasn't a thing in the 50s, 60s, or 70s. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Sure wasn't. It sure wasn't. That's amazing. That's amazing. I wonder if I can get Grok to tell me something real quick. Let me try something. I'm gonna see if y'all can hear it. I wonder if it'll work. I wonder if it'll work. Can I say it or do I have to type it? I wonder if ChatGPT, can I type it? Let me see something. Let's try this. Let me try this real quick. Let's see if this works. Yes, allow. Give me the divorce rates from the 50s, 60s, and 70s compared to present day and how they differ. Let's see what it say. Oh, it just okay. Thinking longer for a better answer. What is ChatGPT gonna say? Let's see. In the 50s, says here's a concise source comparison of U.S. divorce rates in the 50s, 60s, 70s versus today, and a short explanation why they changed. Let me just read it. Oh, it's still going. Big rise from the 60s to 1980, divorce, especially the refined rate per 1,000 married women rose substantially from the 60s into the 70s and peaked around 1980. Causes, social change, women's labor, forced participation in economic independence, legal change, introduction / spread of no-fault divorce starting in 1969 to 70s, and shifting cultural norms about marriage and divorce. Since 1980, a long decline / flattening, the divorce rate fell from its peak in 1980 and has generally declined or stabilized in recent decades. Contributing factors include people marrying later, which is like now, reducing risk, greater selectivity. Those who marry today are on average more educated / financially stable, and increases in long-term cohabitation, changing the pattern of family formation. Recent years, 2020 to 2023, show crude rates at some of the lowest levels in decades. Quick interpretation takeaways. If you compare crude rates, the crude divorce rate was low in the 1950s, rose in the 1960s to 70s, and today's crude rate, 2.4 in 2023, is again near the lower mid-century levels. If you compare refined rates, that's per 1,000 married women, the refined rate dropped modestly from 1950 to 1960, which would be 10.3 to 9.2, then jumped by 1970 to 14.9. Recent refined estimates, 14 to 15 per 1,000 married women in 2022, put today's refined rate back near the higher end because the denominator, who is married, has changed. Fewer people marry and those who differ demographically. So the measures tell complementary stories and require care when comparing across areas. Like, why is this? Why divorce was rare, strong social stigma. This was in the 50s. Why divorce surged, no fault divorce laws that was in the 60s and the 70s. Why the rate dropped again, people started marrying later, more selective marriage, normalization of cohabitation. And today, low divorce rate again, but for different reasons. Why it's low now. Why it's low? Fewer but more stable marriages. This can't be right. Wait a minute. Hold up. I know better than that. I know it's more people. It says no percentage wise. Yeah, percentage wise. But we know better. In raw numbers, it says it's more complicated, even though the rate has dropped. The US population is much lower. Of course, see, they like playing with the numbers and shit, bro. I don't need Chat GPT to tell me some bullshit like that. Like, we know that people are hella getting divorced way more than they were back then. Like, we know this. We know this. And Chat GPT need to stop. And we know this.
Ayesha didn't say anything wrong. A lot of women get married and pregnant in their early 20s before they actually know themselves and before they know what they actually want to do with their lives. A lot of it is because of the societal pressures that's placed on women. You can't wait until your 30s or 40s because then you'll be too old. And in your 20s, you shouldn't be worried about a career or your education or starting a business because then you might run the risk of losing an opportunity to be somebody's wife and have somebody's baby. And that's the stupidest shit that was taught to us. Focusing.
Wow. See, and that's what's wrong with women. That's what they think. They think that's a bad thing. Oh, yeah, I should have put the Black community. But still, we know overall, Black or overall, people are getting divorced way more than they were back then. What the hell? People are getting divorced way more than they were back then, bro. Like, I don't even want to go back to Chat GPT. Because I know this. Like, this is common sense. Because these things haven't just invaded the Black community. This shit has invaded our society. This shit has invaded our way of thinking about life and how things are supposed to go. Like, we all over the place. And listen to this chick. Look what she's saying.
On yourself, let alone building a career while you're taking care of kids and uplifting your husband is extremely difficult and sometimes unsatisfying. And as a woman, you are not allowed to say that without facing a whole bunch of shame. But I don't give a shit about shame. If you let what society says run your life, it will run you into the ground. Women are not allowed to talk about the realities of being a wife and a mother, especially a mother. When I made a video talking about what motherhood really was, so many people, especially women, were mad at my comments. Well, I don't feel that way. My children get gave me purpose. Without them, I wouldn't even have a reason to be here. Well, that's your purpose. One person's purpose might be another person's personal hell, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing. Ayesha Curry.
Telling you, these are the women who get older. They turn bitter. See, she talking about having kids older. What dude is going to want to have kids with a woman that's like 40, 38, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40? Then they going to be upset and mad. Oh, dudes ain't shit. They just want to fuck. Yeah, because they're not trying to have no kids. Because by the time the kid is in high school, you 50. And you looking bad. You look bad. See, when I was coming up, by the time we was in high school, man, my parents was what? Like mid-40s. I think my parents had me when they was in their 20s, like early 20s. They're like 60s, almost 70s now. This shit's stupid.
I don't know if like maybe there's something wrong with me, but I don't see where Ayesha Curry is wrong. I feel like she said nothing wrong, like that she had an experience or she wasn't expecting to be the person that she is today. I feel like that's a very human experience. I mean, she's definitely said questionable things in the past, but like I feel like we're over policing her. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, same rules don't apply. If a dude was to say, you know what, baby, I know we got married earlier, but after we had kids and stuff, I'm not feeling this anymore. I wanna do my own thing. I'm thinking about hanging out with the boys, taking a couple of trips. I don't really want to be a father. I don't want to do the dad thing. I don't want to pay a bunch of bills and just take care of people and make sure everybody's all right. I want to go have some fun. They wouldn't be saying no shit like that. He ain't shit. Oh, I can't stand men make me sick. And he knew he was going to do this. He don't want to take care of his responsibilities. As a man, this is what he should be doing. He just don't want to do it. See, this is what I'm saying. Men don't want to do what men supposed to do these days. Oh, men don't get the same type of grace that women get? Nah, he a deadbeat. Put him on child support and take him for everything he got, girl. You need to strip him dry. Take everything he got. But they get a pass. It's cool for them.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want.
I don't know.
I didn't.
First off, nobody's upset. Well, nobody with a brain is upset that Ayesha is finally expressing the truth about motherhood and being a wife and being a stay-at-home mom full-time. Nobody's upset about that at all. What people are tired of, self-included, is every time
Ayesha Curry is a perfect.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that.
First off.
No, somebody just sent me a message say, yes, when you do get older, it's referred to as a geriatric pregnancy, which means that it's high risk. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. That's just one of those hard facts that women don't want to hear men say, but a lot of dudes don't want to deal with that shit.
Nobody's upset. Well, nobody with a brain is upset that Ayesha is finally expressing the truth about motherhood and being a wife and being a stay-at-home mom full-time. Nobody's upset about that at all. What people are tired of, self-included, is every time Ayesha, I embarrass my husband every time I get in front of a Mike Curry, gets on a podcast, she embarrasses the fuck out of Steph. And it's uncalled for. It's very attention-seeking, right? When was the last time she said some wild shit, or what I can remember as far as her saying she just basically doesn't appreciate how her husband gets lusted over more than she does? Man, we met you because of him, right? When everyone was, Steph and Ayesha are goals. When Drake dropped y'all in 0 to 100, Chef Curry with the pot, y'all had your little podcast cooking show. When y'all was at the peak of, the Warriors won the championship, everybody wanted to be y'all. You did not have no issues with the attention that you were getting. Once that started to die down, right, now we get you on podcasts and you're talking about how you're not happy. And it's like, girl, what?
Yep, that's a fact. Things starting to die down because, his career is really coming. It's more on the lower end now. he's about to start wrapping this thing up. And she's gonna use it as an exit strategy. She's gonna use it as an exit strategy to get out of there. Which, I mean, it's her right to do it, but it just seems unforced. Like, you got so many of the things that a lot of these women want. Why are you just giving that up? And you know what she's going to come out and say after everybody that made these videos and we're all talking about it? She's going to say, I never said I wanted to divorce Steph. Everybody's just taking what I said and just blowing it out of proportion. Well, if you're a man, did you know when you start to hear certain things that women or your girlfriend or your wife is saying, you already know what time it is? When you had a girlfriend and she started talking a certain way, you already knew it. Let's be real. Some of us, you started hollering at other women. You was like, man, this shit over with. Once you heard the things that she was saying, you knew it was time to get your shit and go. Because for one, women, when they start talking like that, they've already checked out of the relationship. They just don't want to be the ones to say it. They usually sabotage the relationship so they can blame it on you. That's why when women want to get divorces and stuff, they start a lot of arguments. They make the household hell, and they blame it on the man so they can say, I just wasn't comfortable there anymore, and we weren't getting along. And every time she was initiating these arguments or bringing up old stuff, rehashing old stuff, just so she could have the excuse to put it off on you. They never want that accountability. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never their fault at all. That's what they do. Gen X say, yeah, but he'll be an announcer of something with one of the... Oh, that's what I'm saying. I say that all the time, too, about Steph. Bro, he's got a good personality. He's a nice-looking dude. He speaks well. He's just a nice person, and you know he's going to be on TV. He's going to be an announcer. He's going to be in the booth. He's going to be doing something like that, which means even more money for the family, which means even more money for her. I'm telling y'all, she gonna blow this thing up. She gonna take it for half. But when she does that, she's gonna be responsible for a lot of things that she wasn't responsible for, and she ain't gonna like that. Not coming from the lifestyle that she's been living, she's gonna have to make sure bills are paid. Well, she's gonna have it, but it's something about having to keep up with certain things on a daily that she gonna get tired of.
I'm not saying that she has to be happy because she's getting, attention and that she's with her husband, blah, 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 blah. But where was this energy when you were in the light of the media? It wasn't there. Also, for people trying to say, like, oh, whenever women try to speak out about the hardships of motherhood, they get shut down. That is true. That is true. But y'all are the same ones who shut women like my age, who's 26 with no children, not married, right? Who are telling y'all, oh, we don't want to do these things. We want to actually put our career first. Y'all are the ones shaming us, telling us that we're, men included, that we're losing our essence as women and that, oh, our purpose as women is to, give birth to children and serve your husband. And we're telling you, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be stressed out in my mid 40s or 50s, get on the podcast, Mike, talking about, I know she's in her 30s, but talking about, oh, I wish I would have focused on my career. That's what we're doing now. We're living above reproach. We're doing that now, but y'all are the ones giving us shit for it. And it's just I don't know how to sympathize for someone who puts themselves in situations that are 100% preventable. You did not have to have 4 children. You did not have to get married. You wanted that, right? You wanted to do that. And now you regret it years later. And when people are saying, girl, shut up, it's not because what you're saying isn't true. It's because you literally chose to do this. And now you're getting on podcasts saying you never wanted to be married, you wanted to be, you wanted to have a career when you had ample opportunity to do that. You're sitting on your high horse. You have the financial means to go back to school and get a degree. You could hire a nanny. You could do everything. You have the resources to go.
That's what I've been saying. It's like, you don't have to blow the relationship up to have all of these things that she wants. That's the whole stupid part to me about this is. She's trying to blow this relationship up to go out and do the same shit that she could do in the relationship with no problem. It would not be an issue for him to fund any type of lifestyle that she probably wanted, even if he didn't like it. Clearly. Tim said she never wanted Steph. She wanted his bank account. Now she has secured the bag for hundreds of millions. Now she talking slick. Yeah. That's she got him. She got the kids. It's over with. Like, she know this. She like, half of that is mine. So I can say whatever I want to say. Nobody's going to stop me. I can make him look stupid. What is he going to do? He going to do divorce me? Go ahead. Have at it. Most of them career consist of federal government jobs. That's about to go away. Yeah, most black women are in these government jobs, bro. Go to the post office. Go to anything pertaining to the government. It's gonna be black women in there. That's why it's crazy to me when they sit up here and act like they're like the least protected and all of this shit. Like, what? Y'all got all the good jobs. And these are the same women who think that every man who is a blue collar worker don't make no money. That's how goofy they are. They think because you are a plumber and an electrician, you do AC HVAC, you're a mechanic, that you don't make no money. Some of those professions make a lot of money, make more money than you do, which is crazy. All right, Gen X, I'm gonna holler at you, which is crazy. So it doesn't make any sense. You gotta make this shit make sense.
Get a degree and pursue a career. You're actively choosing not to. Why? Because you're picking motherhood over it, which is nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But it's seeming like it's not what you want to do and you decided to do it anyway. That is your fault. Because Steph did not get in your face with a gun and say, marry me and take care of the kids or I'm going to kill you. That didn't happen. But every time you get on a platform and you sit here and say these things that makes everyone look at you like you're crazy, first of all, you're married. That is your business. Savannah James not getting on podcasts talking about, oh, I just wish, maybe routes would have went a little bit different before me. Girl, protect your marriage. I say all this to say, women have been saying this for years, decades, even the older ones, our grandparents, our elders have been telling us for years. Get the career first. Get it first so that you won't be this. So that you won't be in this position later, regretting your life choices. That's why they say decenter men, not because it's I hate men, but it's because you won't be this woman who's in her early 20s getting married because you want to have the fairy tale fantasy relationship, and now you're in your 30s and you have no purpose in life. Focus on you, center yourself, and you won't be in that position. And I also don't understand the hate for feminism, and it's like y'all try to make feminism seem like it's an anti-men movement. No. Feminism is just making women aware that they have the freedom to be who they want to be for self, not because of societal.
No, it's a man-hating movement. It's a man. I worked with a woman who claimed to be a feminist, and she told me to my face that they could do without men. Like, if every man on the planet was to disappear, she said they would be just fine. That's what she said. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit in the world. Because I would never say that about women. I would never say if every woman disappeared in the world, we would be just fine, because we wouldn't. We would cease to exist. Like, we need each other. We need each other. It doesn't, for women who say shit like that, that's how you know it's just man hate. Even if you're a lesbian or whatever, you gotta know that this world still needs men. You need men to procreate. You need men to build shit. You need men to do things that women don't want to do, whether you're a straight woman, a lesbian woman, a trans, it don't matter. It's certain things that women are not going to do and don't want to do. Shit, let one of your kids throw something down the toilet and you got to reach your hand in there and get it out. Is your wife going to do it? Is your girlfriend going to do it? I doubt it. Now, will your man do it? Oh, if he got to do it, he going to do it. If he got to go get that snake and dig through all that shit and unplug it, guess what he going to do? He going to do it. No questions asked. Tim says, if you come home dirty 6 days a week on a blue collar job, these new women view you as dusty. Yep. They think you ain't about shit. Oh, girl, he ain't about nothing. He ain't about shit. He do what? Yeah, girl, he a plumber. A plumber, he be nasty and dirty. You, girl, hell no. Don't you know some of these dudes make 100,000, 150,000 a year? What? You got to be a goofy broad. Oh, this is what I did. I wanted to play this too. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna play that.
First off,
Ayesha Curry.
That it's not.
Ayesha Curry acting like she a single mom from the hood that was trying to get it on her own. Sis, you come from a good family. Your rich superstar husband come from a good family. Y'all been rich for a decade. You could do anything you want. You could start anything you want. I thought you was doing cooking a little while ago. Anything you want to do. I think Steph owned half of Under Armour. Like what do you want to do? Name it. I'm sure your husband will open whatever door got to get open. What is the y'all listen, bro. Women who have kids and no father to help and no family and stressing, I get that part. Yes, 100% they need help. That's a lot to ask any woman to do. I get it. When you have a husband, active father, super successful, both y'all come from good families, what is you complaining about? Explain it. You didn't get to be the star of the family or something? Y'all the stars. And you ain't married to a boy who be running around here cheating and throwing. Ain't nobody caught Steph Curry jaywalking. Nothing.
That's what's so great. Can somebody explain this to me? Can somebody explain? I don't know if I'm just a man and I don't know it. I mean, don't understand it, but for the life of me, women say they want a man who has resources, who's good looking, who's tall and handsome. Steph is tall and handsome, 6'3", 6'4", got money. Is a nice dude. Don't mind doing things for his woman. And she's willing to blow that up? I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding. Tim says she not worried about no career. She want to go live out hot girl summer where she sleep with a new man every other week. Yep. That's what she gonna get to. She gonna sleep with a new dude, a new pookie, like you say, every other week. And when they run through it and dog out, and she's not getting that same type of attention that Steph was giving her, or giving her that same type of treatment that Steph was giving her, then she's probably gonna start resenting Steph because she's the one who messed it up. But I guarantee you, she's gonna turn it on him and be hateful and mean spirited towards this dude who didn't do nothing to you. Because as a woman, most time they won't take any accountability for the bullshit that they do and the bullshit that they be bringing with them. And I want to play this, man. Jeez. This is damn Jamel Hill. Shoo. Jamel Hill. This is the title of the video. Ayesha Curry's comments have the internet going wild. And you know Jamel Hill got some bullshit to say. Oh, she got to be one of the worst. I remember when what was it, about a week or so ago? Megyn Kelly. Let me find that one. What Megyn Kelly said about, oh man, I was dying. Oh man. Here you go.
Called journalists who have it all wrong. Here's this jerk, SOP 15.
Of course, as you all know, in the wake of Charlie's murder, there was an incredible amount of angry discourse from the right, blaming the Democrats, blaming liberals, saying, you're the reason this happened. Only to find out, surprise, 22-year-old white dude, loved guns.
And she was
raised by two parents, lived in a good home. Dad is a minister, also a sheriff.
And they forgot to mention how he went to college and got Radicalized. They kept leaving that part out anytime these liberal people was talking about that shit. But I'm not gonna get too far into that. Just watch the rest of this clip.
Didn't check it in them boxes y'all thought he would check, did he?
Okay. First of all, a coat of mascara would be your friend. I'm just going to tell this to you, woman to woman on television. You need a little work, and you should have them back off the camera a little bit because you are not attractive enough to have that extreme close-up. Push away your laptop, Jamel, and add a filter or two. Honestly, like, we actually don't use any on this show because I do put on makeup so I look presentable, but you need work because you can't both be ugly on the outside and the inside. You need to choose one, okay? Choose one. That is disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting. Fuck her. It's weird how she lost the points about him being a furry loving, trans dating. I don't even know what this guy's fetishes were, but leftist ideology infected guy who wrote on his bullets anti-fascist catch and notices bulges OXO, etc. Didn't make her little monologue. I do want to
Went in on it, didn't she? But let's get to these comments that she made about this whole Ayesha Curry situation. I want to hear what she got to say. It's like 40 minutes long. I'll probably end up just skipping through it. I may be some spots where I just kind of listen, but we're going to see what she got to say, man.
I really hate to bother y'all on this fine college football Saturday. I know there's a ton of college football happening right now. And so I was a little, I feel bad about interrupting you guys in this moment because I know you guys are watching probably Alabama Vanderbilt. We got a surprising game going on.
Just running
comments that she made in a Call Her Daddy interview. And this interview is somewhat old. I mean, it happened over a month ago. And
it's not old.
Actually almost 2 months ago that Ayesha Curry made these comments to Call Her Daddy. And now they're just now picking up steam and going viral. And as Ayesha Curry, I don't know why this is, but there is a particular disdain for Ayesha Curry that I still do not fully understand. Candidly, I've met her a few times. She's a lovely woman and met Steph a bunch of times. Really good guy. They seem to be, by all appearances, a very happy couple. And so,
well, why are you about to defend this bullshit? I'm telling you, some of these people love a happy home that's busted up. She is about to defend this bullshit, what she just said on this interview.
Every time Ayesha Curry speaks, it's like people have this vitriol. They give her the shut up and be quiet and tend to your man treatment. As they do.
Yes, because she needs to shut the fuck up and tend to your man. You goofy lady. It's people that be dying to be in positions that they have. Wish they could have positions that they have. Why would you encourage the bullshit that's going on or the shit that's coming out of her mouth?
Stop the cap.
You need to cut it out.
Do many women who are the wives and girlfriends of professional athletes. And it's really disappointing to see because people act like just because, well, yes, you could say she hit the marriage lottery just by the fact that she married a professional athlete, multi-time MVP, NBA champion. He's making a ton of money. And for a lot of people, it's like, girl, you have struck the marriage lottery. Just sit down and be quiet, had them get babies, had them kids, and be happy that you're in the situation that you're in. Like, she's not allowed to have a voice, an opinion, thoughts, none of that, because she is Ayesha Curry. And her only service to a lot of people is that she is Steph Curry's ornament, as in his wife. That's how, unfortunately, a lot of people view her. A lot of people.
Nobody is viewing her as no damn ornament. Nobody is viewing her as no damn
Stop
ornament.
The cap.
Nobody is viewing her as a freaking ornament. This is gaslighting.
A lot of people view Savannah James that way, and they weaponize her. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about how Savannah James may get the opposite treatment, but it's still no less disrespectful to Savannah James. So let me just start by what it is that got people so upset. It is these comments that she made on Call Her the podcast that's very popular. Ayesha Curry was asked, if this is a future she had envisioned for herself when she was growing up. Being the mother, I believe, of 4 kids now, certainly nobody can think about, they can't they can't possibly predict they'll marry a professional athlete, but she did. So anyway, let's dive into some of her comments.
Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation.
I remember that part. Remember I said something about that earlier in here. That's why I don't listen to women. That's why I don't listen to women. She just told you. She doesn't know what she wants.
Where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like you're fucking suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor.
So I'm gonna stop it right there. Let's focus on, I need all the people, because when I show you some of the reactions to this, let's just say the people who in class had to read with their fingers, they stepped right to the front to make a total ass of themselves. Let's just pay attention to the first part of what she said. She said she was not a woman who envisioned the wedding, the white dress, picket fence. Her focus was on making a career for herself. Is that surprising? Yes, because she's a functioning human being. Naturally, she thought, okay, how am I going to create a life for myself? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? That kind of thing.
This bitch is so stupid. Because I keep going back to this point. You don't have to ruin the relationship to do whatever it is the fuck that you want to do. He's Steph Curry. Damn it. Like, what the hell is wrong with her? And you right, Tim. That's what I said. If a man was saying the same shit that she is on this interview saying, they would not have this same reaction. We know they wouldn't have this same reaction. They would call him a piece of shit if he was like, man, before I got married, I really wanted to do this, man. And I really would like to just, kind of live my life, just kind of do certain things that I didn't get to do. And they would be like, what is he saying? Is he saying he wants a divorce? Is he saying that he wants to leave her? He ain't shit. Girl, you need to get out of there right now. Leave that man.
That's what all young people do. And for context and backstory, understand that Ayesha Curry, and this is, per reports and reporting, is like she moved to Los Angeles or was in Los Angeles because her dream was to pursue acting. So she was I think she had been involved in theater in high school and maybe even a little bit before then. Like that was her goal. So she's thinking about, as any young person should do, she's thinking about her goals. Is this controversial to me? No, I did the same thing. I also was that young woman. When I was growing up, I didn't think about marriage. I didn't think about how many kids I want to have. I thought about how am I going to create a life for myself? What am I passionate about? What do I love to do? What are the things that fulfill me? And it turned out to be journalism. So I understood in the 10th grade that I wanted to be a journalist. And everything in my mindset was about, okay, how do I make this happen? I knew I had to go to a good school. I knew I had to major in journalism. I knew I had to get internships. Like I understood what the path was. And then it became about goal setting and understanding how I can create the best avenue to something I was very passionate about, which was writing, reporting, and storytelling. Again, what is controversial about that? Let's keep going.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like
women, they don't see nothing wrong with that. They don't see nothing wrong with those type of comments. You know how they say it's some things you should just keep to yourself. Have they ever heard shit like that? Has anybody ever taught people this type of shit? Like, you know, it's certain shit that you say in the house around your family and your friends, and when you get out in public and your mama pop you in your mouth, don't be talking like that in front of all these people. Don't embarrass us. You walking around the house, you can say all kind of little goofy shit. You may talk back and she may pop you inside the house. But if you talk back at the restaurant in front of a bunch of people, she gonna go upside your head. She might knock the fire at you. Things are appropriate for different areas and different places. A damn podcast broadcasted to millions of people and talking about stuff just doesn't quite understand is inappropriate.
it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together.
I love being a mom. I want you all to hear that part because I've seen some of the headlines that said Ayesha Curry never wanted kids, never wanted to, it's very negative. And people saying, oh, her kids are going to see this one day and they're going to be upset because she said that she didn't want kids, initially, because I don't know. Granted, there are some women, and I'm not hating on them at all. There are definitely
Like
some
you?
women who, as little girls, who dream about having a family. Like, that's really important to them. And I don't knock them for thinking that. Like, I think it's great that they would think that. But there's also a huge swath of women who aren't immediately thinking about procreating as part of their life's purpose. And that is not surprising at all. All right. None of that is. And if you guys have ever had any conversation, especially women, if you're in the chat, please chime in. I don't have any children. I have plenty of friends who do. And this is something that is so normal among women who have children, is that they start to lose themselves. And they feel guilty sometimes for feeling that way because
they feel guilty because bitches like you put this type of shit in their head. Women previously didn't ever feel like that. To have a kid was something like pure joy. That's my child. I could never regret my child in any way. But in this day and age, it's like it's a hindrance on your life. Like, oh my God, I had some kids when I was in my 20s. Oh, that had to be the worst decision of my life. People never felt like that. It was different points in time where people wanted to have as many kids as they could. That was like a badge of honor to have kids. They used to look down on people like this who don't have any kids. Now these people are getting praised for not having any kids. These people get put on a pedestal for not having any kids. And you know what? In return, they push this line of thinking out on the masses. It's okay that you regretted having kids. It's okay that you don't want to have kids. That's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal to not want kids. Even though that's your sole purpose on earth is to procreate. It's funny that certain little things about life that people don't understand, that even animals understand this. It's just common sense to them. They don't sit down and have conversations about who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that. They just do it.
They have made the decision to have a whole human being. And as soon as you have a child, as many parents know, your entire life becomes about that child. And they're not.
And it's not the end of the world. Will they stop this bullshit? They make it seem like everything just comes to a screeching halt. Life has ceased to exist because you had a baby. That ain't true. People still go to schools. People still go to work. Things still happen. And you know what? Once my daughter got to be about, 7, 8, when she got to an age where she could kind of do things on her own, it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard after that.
They're not saying that they don't want to be in that position or they regret that position, but it requires a level of mental adjustment. And some women, especially, go through this feeling of guilt because they still long to figure out, where do they start? Where does this motherhood begin and end? Like, where do they fit in this new complex stage of motherhood? That is entirely normal to think that way. There is nothing wrong with Ayesha Curry. If you have a 5-minute conversation to any woman who has kids, they will literally tell you the same thing. Let's keep going.
What that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool.
Listen, that what she's talking about, again, and it's more to it, and it's a very, honestly, I felt like she was being vulnerable and honest, and there was nothing wrong with what she said. And I think she knows the reason. I think she knows that there's a lot of other mothers who have gone through the same thing that she has gone through. And I think it was really brave and courageous of her to speak to those things, especially knowing that a woman like her in her position, because she's wealthy, because she has the superstar NBA husband, that people were probably going to do exactly what they did, which is intentionally misunderstand her and try to make it seem like she is a villain, in her own experiences. And what people have to understand is the backstory of her and Steph and their relationship. But before I get to that, predictably, the people who read with their fingers step right to the front. Predictably, those people had a lot of stupid opinions, okay?
I'm about to cut this bitch off, but I'm going to listen to what she got to say because she being a condescending little ugly broad. So anyway.
No one embarrasses Stephen Curry more than Ayesha Curry, on and off the court. She is literally the best at it, better than LeBron and all the other superstars combined. I feel for Steph, no joke. She is for real envious of his success. That's
a fact. She said it in an interview. Was that the Red Table Talk? Did she not say that in the Red Table Talk? Damn.
A stupid opinion. But okay.
It's not an opinion.
Let's keep going. Another one who reads with their fingers. Ayesha Curry is the perfect example of a woman that's never satisfied. She got the perfect light-skinned man in the history of light-skinnedness. Hello, colorism. 6'3", multimillionaire, light eyes, don't cheat, family man, honors his wife. And what she does, what she do, embarrass him and the family every chance she get. She really thinks she's bigger than the program.
She does.
All right. So once again, we're back to what is a constant refrain when it comes to her and when it comes to women in her position. Shut up, be quiet, tend to them kids, don't say nothing, don't do nothing, seen and not heard, as if she is not her own.
Gaslighting. Nobody's saying be seen and not heard. Nobody ain't saying that. We just saying shut the fuck up about a good thing that you got. Why are you trying to ruin a good thing? Know when you got something good. Know when you got something better than everybody else. These people are the top 1% of 1%. Like, Yes, shut up.
Her own person, as if she is not allowed to have feelings and thoughts and insecurities and vulnerabilities. Like, she's allowed to have that. I know y'all hate it, but she is allowed to have those things. You also have to understand the backstory of their relationship. Steph and Ayesha met when they were 14 and 15 years old at a church youth group, for crying out loud.
So what?
They reconnected later on. She was in Los Angeles. He was out in LA for the ESPYs. He's still at Davidson. And they
So what? So what? So what? They just think that that's an excuse. Oh, they met so young, so early. It's perfectly acceptable and perfectly normal to get tired of somebody. And yes, it's your right to leave him. Y'all been together long enough. Now you can go ahead and do your own thing. You can say whatever you want to say now. It's perfectly fine.
They reconnected. They start this whirlwind romance and things going from there. They got married in 2011. As she said, they have a baby pretty immediately after getting married. So Ayesha Curry never got an opportunity to find that career fulfillment that had nothing to do with a husband, that had nothing to do with kids. And so, as you guys know, they've had multiple kids since then. So, it felt like she was pregnant like every other year, And so that was kind of the ebb and flow of her life. And she's not saying that she's unhappy with her life. What she's saying is that she's searching for purpose and fulfillment that doesn't have anything to do with the human beings that came out of her body and her husband. And I think that's okay. And what she was talking about, if you listen to the full conversation, which I encourage you to do, because we know we don't listen to full conversations these days. We just listen to, bits and pieces. I get it. Everybody kind of has a bit of a short attention span. But when she and Steph got married, Steph knew what his passion and his purpose was going to be outside of family. It was basketball. His goals, his dreams, he already had them figured out. He'd been pursuing those goals and dreams since high school. I'm going to be a professional basketball player. I'm going to be one of the best in the world. Those were his goals. He had them lined up. She didn't have her goals lined up because she wound up being married and became a mother, and life just started lifing. It happens to a lot of women. This is like not unique at all. So
what if he would have been with a chick that got her goals lined up and not been with her? That goes to the point that when women, really don't got too much going on, dudes will still pick them, still get married to them, still wife them. Women don't do that shit.
Well, I don't understand the vitriol and the hate that she's getting for simply expressing something that, frankly, a lot of women feel. That's not to say that they wish they weren't a mother. She's not saying, I wish I wasn't his wife. What she's saying is that, yeah, at this stage in my life, especially because I think most of her kids, they're a little bit older now. She's trying to figure out who she is outside of Ayesha Curry, the mother, and Ayesha Curry, the wife. There's something wrong with that? Total, help me say.
Yeah, because how old are we now? We damn near 40. Because they about the same age as me. That man is a millionaire. I don't care about all them kids you got. It's so much that you can do. You could have figured it out a long time ago, even with the kids. That's no excuse. Excuse on top of excuse on top of excuse. Shut up.
Let me see. I'll give you guys a personal example that relates to my life and my marriage. And just so everybody knows, I've been married since 2019. Okay, so I'm 6 years into this.
And don't have no kids. How old is Jamel here? She fucking damn near 50. Man.
Wonderful experiment called marriage. And my husband and I, we often have conversations about, like career life. And when we talk about our career,
Oh, I bet he's such a bitch.
we're in different situations. Like my husband has a great job that he loves for sure, but it wasn't the job that he went to school for. It wasn't the career that he's in, was not the career that he thought he was going to have. And compare that to me, where I've known, as I've said, since the 10th grade that I wanted to be a sports journalist. I had a single-minded focus about pursuing this job. And I don't know what it's like to frankly not pursue or not be in a job that I'm not passionate about. I have career privilege in that regard. Like, I don't know what that means because I've only pursued something I'm passionate about. I didn't wind up in a job I couldn't stand. I didn't wind up, it was bosses I had that I could do without, but I didn't know what that was like. And he reminded me and has reminded me multiple times that you're in a pretty privileged position. He was like, most of my friends went to college for something, wound up doing something completely different. They don't love their jobs. And to them, it's just work. They don't feel like they need to love their jobs. So you getting the opportunity to actually be in the field you're passionate about is a blessing. It's a privilege that comes with that. And I had never thought of it that way. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Again, he's very good at his job, but it's not something that he pursued. It's not a quote passion of his. He just happens to be very good at it. And so, there's other things that my husband wants to do that I fully support because I realized that he didn't get the opportunity to pursue that thing that he loved. Because a lot of us, when we go to...
She's just babbling now. She's just babbling. The point is, she shouldn't have been making those type of comments on a podcast with millions of people watching that could possibly embarrass Steph, make him feel some type of way in the relationship, and ruin the whole thing. She shouldn't have said it. She was out of line and out of bounds for saying the shit that she said. It was uncalled for and unnecessary. And yes, people have been talking about this because she is a privileged person. She is in a seat that most people would love to be in. Yet she's trying to ruin it. She act like this is the only time she said this. She said this type of shit on the Red Table Talk. Now she on this Call Her Daddy podcast crap. Ain't no telling where she's going to be next. Like, come on, man. Give me a break. Look, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Y'all watch this. And like I say, let me know what y'all think about this whole Steph Curry situation with him and Ayesha. I said what I had to say. Y'all let me know. As always, I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace.